Why the tortoise has a cracked shell. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest filled with laughter and song, lived a tortoise named Beku. He was clever, yes, perhaps too clever, and always full of tricks. He played jokes, twisted words, and always found a way to turn things in his favor. The animals laughed at first, but after a while, they started to grumble. "He's too greedy," muttered the antelope. "He always tricks us," grumbled the monkey. "No one should trust that tortoise," whispered the owl. So even though Mbeku was funny, most animals stayed far away from him. One bright morning, the birds of the forest flapped with excitement. "Flap, flap! Whoosh! Great news," chirped the parrot. "We've been invited to a party in heaven." The birds sang and danced with joy. Just then, Mbeku poked his head out of his shell. "A party?" he said with wide eyes. "In heaven? That sounds like a delicious idea. I mean, delightful." The tortoise waddled over with a sly grin. "I hear you're going to a party," he said smoothly. "But tell me, have you picked someone to give a speech on your behalf?" The birds looked around. No, not yet," murmured the dove. "Well then," Mbeku said proudly, puffing up, "allow me to speak for you. I have the best words and the smoothest voice." The birds hesitated. "But you can't even fly," said the eagle. "I'll think of something," said Mbeku quickly. "Please, friends, let me come with you." The birds huddled together and chirped in whispers. "He can talk well," said the parrot. "But he's a trickster," said the owl. "Still, maybe just this once," said the sparrow. "Fine," they told him. "But how will you get there?" "I have an idea," said Mbeku. "Give me just one feather each." So, feather by feather, the birds shared their colors, red, blue, gold, green, until Mbeku's shell was covered in a glowing, feathery coat. With a mighty gust and a whoosh, they all flew up, up, up into the sky. As they reached the gates of heaven, a voice called out, "Please give your names before entering." One by one, the birds stepped forward. "I'm Sparrow, I'm Eagle, I'm Dove." But Mbeku stepped in front and said loudly, "My name is all of you." The birds gasped. "What? That's not fair," cried the parrot, but the gatekeeper nodded. "All of you may enter." And just like that, Mbeku's trick had worked. Inside heaven's golden gates, the tables sparkled with food. There were heaps of jollof rice, spicy stew, golden yams, and sweet, juicy fruits. The heavenly host smiled and said, "This feast is for all of you." And Mbeku stepped forward with a grin. "Ah yes, that's me," he said, rubbing his belly. "Chomp, slurp, munch." He ate, and ate, and ate. The birds sat in shock, their stomachs rumbling. By evening, the food was gone, every last crumb. "I told you not to trust him," snapped the owl. "He fooled us all," groaned the crane. The birds were tired and angry, so one by one they plucked their feathers back from Mbeku. Swoosh! Pluck! Whoosh! Feather by feather until the tortoise stood bare with only his shell. Then the birds flapped their wings and flew away, leaving him behind in the sky. Mbeku looked down at the earth far below. He felt nervous for the first time all day. "Oh no," he whispered. "I can't fly. I'll fall." Then he had an idea. He called out to the last bird, "Please, just do one thing for me. Tell my wife to bring out all the soft pillows and mattresses she can find, so when I fall, I'll land safely." "All right," said the bird with a smirk. "I'll tell her." But when the bird reached Mbeku's wife, he whispered, "Your husband said to bring out every sharp object, knives, stones, broken bottles, everything." The wife blinked. "Are you sure?" "Oh yes," said the bird. "He was very clear." So she gathered knives, broken glass, sharp rocks and pointy sticks and laid them all in the yard. From high above, Mbeku looked down. "Ah, wonderful wife," he said. "So thoughtful, time to land." Whoosh! He closed his eyes and jumped. Whiz! Swoop! Crash! His shell hit the sharp ground and shattered into pieces. His wife gasped. The animals ran over. The forest doctor tried to help, gluing the shell back together carefully. But no matter what they did, his shell was never smooth again. It stayed bumpy, cracked and scarred. And that, dear children, is why all tortoises today have cracked shells. Moral of the story. Don't be greedy. Sharing is always better. Don't repay evil with evil, even when you've been wronged. And never trust a trickster too easily. Children, children. That's the end of our story. Now remember the lessons of the tortoise and the birds. Until next time, bye-bye.